I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to come my way, nothing can ruin my day. No matter what anyone does or say, I smile at fools. No, I don't care, cause I am on my way up, and I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. Cause I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up, I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up, I won't slow down. I'm strolling down the street with all of my favorite songs. Everything's about to come my way, and I don't really use spill coffee on me. Oh, the sky is gray or blue. I don't care, cause I am on my way up, and I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time.
Congratulations.
I know what it's like to be broke, yeah. And I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up, I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up.
So the metaphorical cat is out of the bag. And we're not quite outnumbered yet, but there is one more on Team Blue. So, obviously, as you would have just seen, we're having a boy, which is just so bizarre. Although we found out like 2 weeks ago now. Is it 2 weeks, 1 week? I don't even know. I'm filming this a little bit later on, but I popped a question box thing up on Instagram because one of you guys suggested that I'd added like a little Q&A into this video, so I thought that was an amazing idea. So I have done that. I've got a couple of questions. A few of them are kind of more aimed just at me, so I'm just going to answer those now. And then there are kind of a few, I think, that are kind of towards me and Joe, so I'll get him in on those after. But for now, I'm going to go through the ones that are kind of, like I say, more aimed at me. So, first one I'm going to address is, why are you hiding your due date? I think I worked it out based on your video. So, first things first, I don't mind if people guess the due date. I'm just not verbalising it because one, obviously it's only an estimation, and two, I don't know, it's just like one of those personal things, isn't it? Like, I've even contemplated not telling like friends and family because I just don't want those constant questions like around that time of like, have you had the baby yet? And I know that will happen regardless of whether you tell them the date or not, but yeah, we're keeping it private. If people guess, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna get funny about it and start like pre-filming videos and putting them up weeks later so that people don't guess. I'm not gonna do that, but there is no real reason why. It's just a personal preference. So next question is, did you get, well, I suppose this technically is to both of us, did you guess the gender and were you right? I somehow knew that I was having a boy. So this time round, I mean, it took a while for it to kind of start, but I started getting like kind of boy vibes. I think it was after my 12-week scan. Yeah. And up until the 20-week scan, I was like, yeah, pretty sure it's a boy. It wasn't as strong as my kind of thoughts when I was pregnant with Soph, which weirdly, again, I thought she was a boy. She is not. But yeah, up until the 20-week scan, I don't know why, obviously I just thought it was a boy. And then on that day, I was like, no, maybe it is just a girl. I don't know what changed in my head. So I don't know whether I was surprised or not at what it actually was, because I was just getting those kind of weird like feelings, but because I'd had them with Soph as well and I was completely wrong, I almost just didn't really listen to them as much this time round. So yeah. Did you have any feelings as to what it was before finding out? Did you guess the gender before? Did you think, oh yeah, it might be a boy this time, or did you think, oh, it's a girl again?
Because there's no like feeling to go off for me, because
No, it's not physical. There's no physical.
Yeah. So I didn't really know. I was just kind of in the boat that whatever we got, I don't really mind, to be honest. I wouldn't have minded either, I don't think.
So next question is, are you planning on getting another place, or will baby and Soph share? So this is something that we still don't really know. At the moment, we've kind of spoke about both options. In terms of like if we stayed here, in the house that we're currently in, which is a 2-bed, it's kind of like better the devil you know kind of thing. It's a nice house, it's a nice area. All of those sorts of things. We are very lucky in this house, like in terms of the space we've got and things like that. But I feel like when baby needs to like come out of our room kind of around the 6-month point, I just don't know how it would work with them two sharing a room. Purely because obviously at 6 months, like Soph at least was still waking up multiple times in the night, and Soph really struggles to like settle when she does wake up. So I feel like if the baby were to wake her up, it would then have a knock-on effect, like in terms of like the next day and things, which wouldn't be particularly fair. But in saying that, it is very much a case of if there's something available, maybe we'll move. If not, it's not going to be the end of the world. There is also the possibility, I think I mentioned this once on Instagram, that around, again, the same sort of time, around the 6-month point, Joe is actually due possibly a posting, so we may end up moving then anyway. So things are a bit up in the air at the moment. We still don't actually know whether we're going to like apply where we are now to get a 3-bed house or not. We really don't know yet. We're not at the point that we can actually do that yet. I'm currently filming this when I'm 22 weeks, and I think you can do it from 26 weeks. So we're still a couple of weeks off really being able to do that anyway. So yeah, watch this space. We may move. I mean, it would be ideal, I think, but where we live, it's quite hard to get what's classed as like a betterment move. So yeah. So next question is, are you planning a home birth or water birth? So funnily enough, I shared like a reel yesterday that was just like, cannot wait to go into hospital and have my second baby and leave my toddler the fuck at home. But no, all jokes aside, I would love, and I love the idea of a home birth. I just think it looks amazing. Obviously you're just so much more relaxed and things like that. And I was speaking to a friend at the weekend actually, and I said, I feel like if we lived a little bit closer to the hospital, I probably wouldn't hesitate as much. But although I know that obviously my pregnancy is low risk this time, my birth first time round was completely like without complications and things, so I'd be probably all right to have a home birth. I don't think I'd want to, just from that aspect of being that far away. Should anything happen, we're a good like 40-45 minutes by car to the hospital. So it's just a bit, I don't know, it's one of those things in the back of my mind that I'm like, I just don't really want to kind of put myself in that position, because I know that that subconsciously will make my mind work in a different way when the time comes. So like when I was pregnant with Soph, I opted to go for the midwifery-led unit within the main hospital. I wanted to go to like a birthing centre, but again, even that being 20 minutes away from the main hospital, and especially first time round, I was like, I don't really want to do that, because if anything happens, obviously I didn't know how it was going to go, didn't know it was going to go as smooth as it did, but if anything happened, I just didn't want to have to then get an ambulance up to the hospital. No, I just didn't. I just wanted to kind of meet in the middle, have a midwifery led unit, and just kind of be in the right place should anything happen. And I was really happy with the decision that I made to do that last time. So that is probably what I'm leaning towards doing this time. And in terms of water birth, hopefully that is what I got with Soph. I had a water birth. I had her in the water, in obviously the midwifery-led unit, and it was amazing. So yeah, if you haven't already seen my like labour and delivery story from obviously my previous pregnancy, I'll leave that linked in the description and in a card. But yeah, that basically answers that. Next one is, what are you looking forward to the most when baby is here? So I don't know really. I think two things. One, to see how different I am this time round as like a second time parent. And two, I'm really, really interested to see how Sophia's going to be with him. It still feels weird to say that. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how she's going to be with him. Like, she's never really been around that many babies, and when she has, she's never been that bothered. But obviously I know it's completely different when it's like living in our house and, you know, just taking up all of my attention that I would ordinarily give to her. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how she is with him and how I am as a second time parent. I think they're the things that I'm most looking forward to. I know that sounds pretty crap as an answer, but yeah, I think those are the things. Might as well ask you the same. What are you most looking forward to?
I don't know, just seeing what the difference of a boy and a girl sort of is, and yeah, I don't know really, kind of the whole process again. Yeah, I
knowing more this time round, being more knowledgeable, and just seeing if
maybe I'm just intrigued to see what the difference. Like, you know, you hear all the
people say, oh yeah, boys are more relaxed and all of this. Yeah.
So I'm just intrigued to see whether I don't know that's the case or
yeah.
not. Really. I don't know.
That's fair.
The whole thing's exciting, I guess.
Yeah. So next question is, any tips for parenting while pregnant? I might even do a separate video on this because I don't feel like I've got anything to say off the top of my head, but I feel like there is certainly things that will kind of have kind of maybe happened in the past kind of couple of weeks and will continue to, but I just want to say it's not easy, and you need to take every piece of support that you can get, because it's something else being pregnant with another child or multiple children. Yeah, it's been hard, and I'm sending out all the positive vibes to you. And next one is, how do you both feel about having two little ones? There is a similar question as well that was, how do you feel about going from 1 to 2 children? Is it just me that's scared of this? So to answer both, how like I feel anyway, I'm excited to have 2 little ones and to have them quite close in age. It wasn't ever like a plan to do that, but I think looking forward, it's quite a nice idea, because like it means that, you know, eventually when we go on like a family holiday or whatever, they're gonna be like they're both going to be at the same kind of stage of wanting to do certain things and being able to do those things. Like, for example, if we went to Disneyland or whatever, you know, they're both going to be of an age where we can go on the same rides and things. We won't have to say to Soph when she's like 7 or whatever, like, oh, I can't because I've got the baby, like, do you know what I mean? Not to say that that's a bad thing if you have a massive age gap or anything, but I feel like now being in this position, I am quite grateful that that is the case, that they are going to be close in age. And in terms of going from 1 to 2, yes, I am hella scared about it, because you just don't know what either are going to be like. You don't know what the new baby's going to be like, and you also don't know how the other child is going to react to having another baby in the house or having another attention-seeking thing in the house that is not alcohol. So yeah, it scares me, it really does. I am, like I say, I am excited to see how that is, but on the flip side of it, I am anxious to know how it's going to be. But I think it's just one of those things, like, you kind of just have to brace yourself for what could happen, and yeah, just kind of ride it, and just whatever happens, happens, basically. How do you feel about going from 1 to 2 and having 2 children?
No, again, interested to see how it goes with the dynamic of having 2 kids here. We always said we'd have 2, and then we had 1.
And didn't want another.
Then we said we'd only have 1, and now we've got 2. And yeah, I don't know. I was probably more excited than I thought I'd be when I found out. Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see, again, just kind of how Sophie is, again, with having another baby around. Because I think with things that are going on with her, she'll be more alike to the little one than possibly other children with the same age gap.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to see, like, whether they're just little sort of best buddies or what from the off. Because yeah, I think there is an age gap, but mentally I'm not sure the age gap will be as
developmentally
different as it is.
Yeah,
so
I know what you mean, yeah.
I'm intrigued to see how they get on, and will he maybe bring Soph along a little bit when it comes to stuff like that?
Yeah.
Will she see him doing things that she can't do, and then maybe be more inclined to have a go?
Yeah. So that kind of answers another one of the questions, which was, how do you think Sophia will be with a sibling? And it is really hard to say, because we don't know what's going on with her at the moment. If you've been following me for a while, then you'll know we're undergoing all sorts of tests and things. But we know developmentally she's not kind of her age, like of her like peers and things. So she is kind of more at the stage of like a 6-month-old. So like what Joe said, like when the baby comes, they'll almost be really close developmentally, possibly, obviously we don't know in another 6 months time, but they're closer developmentally than they would be like in age and things like that. So it will be really interesting to actually see how she is with him, and whether, I don't know, that's a good thing for her that he's not, you know, like, because like, for example, like if we went to a group or whatever and went and were around kind of other children of her age, they're all a bit much for her, whereas like I feel like the younger children and like babies and things are kind of more suited to her, because they're kind of like on her wavelength, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know how she's going to be. Nobody has any kind of inkling. We're just all really interested to know kind of how she is. And then I think the last question is, will you continue to film updates in the lead up, brackets, labour, question mark. So in terms of like actual pregnancy updates, yes. And like I really want to film like a birth vlog this time. I planned to do that with Soph. I had the camera set up when I was having some contractions to try and just film a little bit prior to us like going to the hospital and things. And that was the last clip that I filmed before she was actually in my arms, because everything happened so fast that I didn't actually get a chance to do it, which was, obviously it was fine because like it was in the moment, we just kind of got on with the matter at hand kind of thing. But I am a little bit gutted at the same time. But yeah, I would like to try this time round to do that, but if again things happen too fast that we don't get to do that, that's totally fine, I don't mind. But yes, I will be filming as many updates as I can. So that is all of the questions. I hope you have found this video, I don't know, I was going to say helpful, it's probably not particularly helpful, but insightful maybe. But yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.
I know what it's like when nothing goes your way, so I'm gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day.